Yan. So aside from the ordinary annuity, we have here the different types of annuity, yung tinatawag nating shifted annuities. So yung ibig sabihin lang naman nun is pwedeng mag-start yung uniform series natin na hindi laging nasa year 1 or end of year 1. So yun yung mga tinatawag nating shifted annuities. So for the first type of shifted annuities, tinatawag natin siyang deferred annuity wherein kapag yung first payment natin ng annuity series natin ay mag-start pa after some time other than year 0 or year 1. So ang tawag natin dyan ay deferred annuity. So ano ba yung formula na gagamitin natin for deferred annuity? So yung formula na gagamitin is just combination of our uniform series formula, P over A, or given tayo ng A, and then kailangan natin makuha yung single value nila. Yung present worth, kukunin lang natin yung present worth na yan, and then isi-shift or i-move natin siya papunta dun sa, period of interest natin, especially yung year 0, kapag yung present worth yung kukunin natin. Pero kapag future worth naman yung kukunin natin, ah, gagamitin lang natin yung formula for F given A, and then i-move natin siya dun sa end of our payments. So meron tayong notes dito na kapag present worth ng annuity yung gagamitin, it is always located one period prior to the first payment. So to get the value of our present worth, kailangan nyo lang mag-move ng 1 year to get the value of the present worth from our annuity series. And then kapag future worth naman, it is always located at the same period ng last payment natin for our uniform series when we're going to use F over A. Pero yung formula na nandito is just yung present worth, no? So yung present worth, yan. So yun yung formula. But for future worth, meron ba? Wala. So yung future worth, kukunin nyo lang yung F given A, and then i-shift natin using the single payment formula. So I think we can appreciate or visualize that even more kapag nag-solve na tayo ng problem.
Deferred annuity example, and we need to solve for the present worth amount. So, basahin lang natin yung problem. An engineering technology group just purchased NuCAD software for 275,000 now and annual payments of 27,000 per year for 6 years, starting 3 years from now for annual upgrades. So what is the present worth of the payments if the interest rate is 8% per year? So note that present worth is always located one period prior to the first uniform series amount when using the P given A factor. So the first thing that we need to do is to construct cash flow diagram for better visualization kung ilang years yung i-defer natin, and also para makita natin yung present worth kung saan natin ilalagay yung present worth value natin, accumulated present worth value of all the annuities. And then we can use the formula using the uniform series, and also by using the single payment series na ilalagay natin to multiply the value that we get from the present worth of the uniform series. Okay, so we need to draw the cash flow diagram. So here we have 3 years from the annual 3 years after before the 27,000 per year payment will start. Okay, so this is just like a scenario wherein you have a 275,000 pesos for the software, like for installation, and then later after 3 years you will need to pay a subscription fee of 27,000 annually for 6 years. Okay, now so let's create our cash flow diagram. One, two, three, and another 6 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so check nyo class kung compounded annually ba siya or monthly. And then, if it's annual, then you can use the normal period or the regular period per year that we have for our cash flow diagram. And then, since the payments started 23,000. 1, 2, 3. And then you also have the initial installation fee that costs 275,000. You need to incorporate that all the values na given sa problem kailangan nakalagay sa ating cash flow diagram. Okay, so this is for 6 years. Tama, so 7 years na yun nandito. 6 years after the 3rd year. Kasi let's label it by putting a year 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have a total 8 here. 8 years yung end ng payment natin. At the 8th year, so we have a total of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is our one-time installation cost and then our annual upgrades fee. Okay, now so we need to get the present worth of all these 27,000 worth of annuities. Okay, so given naman yung value, we only just need to solve for the present worth. Okay, so ang una natin gagawin, kunin muna natin yung present worth value nito. So take note that the present worth of these annuities is always located one period prior to the uniform series amount. So dito natin ilalagay yung present worth ng annuity natin, which is P given A, and then we move it here papunta dun sa present worth natin as our focal point, year 0. Using given tayo ng future worth and we need to solve for the present worth. So, ganyan lang yung formula na gagamitin natin. Okay, so we can now create our solution equations that we are going to use. First, kapag nasa year 0 yung pera, ilalagay lang natin yung value niya without any factor na kailangan natin i-multiply. Next, dito na tayo sa P given A. And then we have I and then total of 6. And then P given F. Parang ito na yung magiging future worth natin. Oh. And then move natin siya papunta dun sa year 0. P. And then yung I percent natin is the same. Ngayon, ilan yung years? So, bibilangin lang natin 1. This is 1, 2. So, diba dapat 3 years pa mag-start. Pero kapag ginagamit natin yung present worth, this is 1 year less. Okay, so I percent and then 2 na lang. So, further, we need to expand our expression by substituting the values, plugging in all the values that provided sa problem. Okay, so we have 27,000 worth of annuities, and the formula for P given A, we have 1 minus 1.08 raised to negative 6, and we divide it by 0.08. Okay, so what we got here is also the single payment factor formula that we have, and since present worth yung hinahanap natin, we raise it with a negative 2. Now, using your calculator, you need to have, kailangan yung makuha yung gantong sagot. So, using calculator, we have here 382,011.10. And this is our present worth. And ito yung sagot. For example, number 6. Okay? So, ganyan lang siya kadali. So, problem 7. Basahin lang natin. On the day your daughter Carla was born, Angelina deposited a sufficient amount of money into a trust company so that the girl could receive 5 annual payments of 90,000 each for her college tuition fees, starting on her 18th birthday. Interest rate of 13% per annum was to be paid on all amounts on deposit. Okay, so we are required, for A, if the daughter decides to withdraw no annual payments and instead receive a single lump sum on her 25th birthday, how much would that lump sum be? And second, given this, how much did her mother initially deposit? Okay, so analyze lang natin yung problem, no? So si Angelina, her mother deposited a single amount of value that we don't know yet. So, and then that deposit will give her daughter 5 annual payments with a value of 90,000 pesos each for her college tuition fees, pero magsisimula pa ito yung pagkuha ng 90,000 for 5 years on her 18th birthday, and the interest rate is 13%. Pero we have a case here for part A that instead of withdrawing 90,000 pesos for 5 years starting kapag nag-18 na siya, 18 years old. So, instead of that annual withdrawals, there's also an option na pwede niyang kunin yung lump sum kapag 25 na siya, 25 years old. So, magkano yung value na yan, yung amount na pwede niya makuha for a lump sum, pero i-delay niya pa hanggang sa pag 25th birthday niya. Okay, so solve na natin yung problem. So, it is recommended na gumawa tayo ng cash flow diagram. Pero lahat ng annual payments natin, withdrawals, magsisimula pa sa 18. So, we can simplify our cash flow diagram by drawing broken lines, no? Yung broken lines papunta dun sa 18th birthday na mismo kasi wala naman tayong amount na kailangan bayaran or i-withdraw for the period of 0 to 18. But it is important to note that if we're going to use some present worth or future worth, we need to consider also the year before the 18th birthday. Okay, so solve na natin yung problem by constructing first a cash flow diagram. Okay, so ilagay lang natin dito yung 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So hanggang 25 lang. And then, for 5 years, makakatanggap si Carla ng 90,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 90,000. Or, she also has an option of having a lump sum value kapag nag-25 na siya. Okay, so for future worth, okay, ito yung future worth. Ano yung mas better na solution? So this is a problem of equivalence wherein we need to select a focal point na dapat nating i-consider, wherein yung value ng lump sum natin and yung annuity ay equivalent because we are considering the same period or focal point. So for this problem, we set year 25 as our focal point. And we need to solve for the present future worth. Associate the present worth of this annual payment. future worth. Future worth pala. Okay, so kunin natin yung future worth nito. Pero naka-deferred siya papunta dun sa year 25. Ito na yung value niya for L. But for annuities, kailangan natin kunin yung future worth niya. So, yung future worth nito, nandito. Future worth ng 90K. Kunin muna natin yung future worth ng lahat. So, take note that for future worth, yung last payment natin, which is 90K, yun yung future worth din natin. Dito din natin ilalagay yung value ng future worth natin. So, kunin muna natin yung future worth ng annuities natin. So, by taking this point, year 17, as our year 0, so to get the value of future worth, we can use the formula for our uniform series of future worth F given A, and we have I% given and the number of years. Now, once we obtain the value of our future worth for our annuities, we can now use our uniform series single payment factors, tapos i-move natin yung future worth value na to papunta dun sa year 25. Okay, so we can now create our solution and equation for this one. Since L and the future worth of a 90,000 are equivalent at year 25. Year 25, pero yung period na kino-consider natin ay nandito lang. Okay, so gawin na natin. So we have F over A and then 0.13. Yung period natin for our annuities. So this is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.13 and then 5. So take note na 5 pa din yung payment natin. So 5 payment dito within. I'm just assuming na ito na yung magiging present worth because when we draw our cash flow diagram, parang ginawa natin siyang ganito. So, ito yung year 0 and we have total of 5 payments. Ito yung present worth and ito yung future worth. So, parang ginawa lang natin siyang simplified version kapag ganito. But, kapag nandito na siya sa complete or detailed cash flow diagram, ganito yung gagawin natin. So, for present worth, kapag sinob naman natin yung present worth, this is 1 year less. And then, kapag future worth naman, kung nasaan yung final payment natin, nandun din yung arrow natin for our future worth. Okay, so solve na natin. So, we have here the compound or single payment factor, which is F given tayo ng present worth. Parang ito na yung magiging present worth natin. And then, we have 0.13 as well. How many years? So, kung ito yung magiging present worth natin and dadalhin natin siya dito, how many years? So, we have 1, 2, 3. So, we have 3 years. And then, L. Okay, so we can solve now for this one. 90,000. F given A. So, 1.13. Kapag future worth, positive sa taas, minus 1 over 0.13. And then, 1.13 raised to 3. And then, yung L natin. So, positive to kasi future worth yung kinukuha natin. Okay, so using our calculator, we can now solve for this. $90,000 and then 1.13 raised to 5 minus 1.13 raised to 3. Okay, so we have here 841,000 532.67 pesos. So, ito yung makukuha niya instead of having 90,000 for 5 years. So, dinefer niya muna, no? Hinayaan niyang mag-increase pa yung dineposit na value instead of kunin niya yung pera ng 90,000 for 5 years. And instead, she can choose to obtain the deposited value by lump sum. Okay. Anuhin natin, no? Solve natin kung magkano yung magiging niya kapag dinefer niya yung savings, yung deposit. So, 90,000 times 5. So, of course, merong effect yung time value of money. So, 450. 450 lang yung 5 annuity na makukuha. So, magigain siya, of course, because of the interest rate. Interest rate earned additional for the deferred annuity. So, meron pa siyang 3 years, kaya nag-increase pa yung pera niya, but compounded na lang. Compounded using the single payment factor. For 50,000, so nag-gain siya ng around 841 with 391 yung na-earn niya na. Because of the deferred annuity or shifted annuity, deferred gratification na tinatawag. So, ito yung sagot natin for the first question of the problem. So, here we also have a follow-up question, second requirement to complete this problem number 7. Okay, so for B, we need to solve for the value of the initial deposit or yung present worth of these annuities. Okay, so since yung value ng annuity is just the same dun sa lump sum, we can use one of these payment version. So, pwedeng yung withdrawal, annual withdrawals, or yung lump sum since equivalent lang naman yung future worth. Dapat yung makuha nating sagot for the deposit value or present worth ay maging parehas. Okay, so solve na natin. Ang gagawin lang natin dyan, so this is for part A, and then for part B. Ngayon, we have here our annuities, and if we are going to solve for the present worth of these annuities, kailangan 1 year less tayo. So, ito yung present worth natin. Okay, so ano ba yung magiging? Okay, so this is our P given A at year 17, and then i-move natin siya papunta sa year 0 using our present. Parang ito na yung magiging future worth natin, P given F. So, ganyan lang yung gagawin natin for this deferred annuity. And yung magiging present worth natin is, una, kunin muna natin yung present worth ng annual withdrawals, which is start tayo sa annuity value, and yung formula natin for P given A, which is 1 minus 1.13, raise natin sa negative 5 kasi we have 5 withdrawals here. Saka natin i-divide ng interest rate na 0.13. Ngayon, pag nakuha na natin yung present worth nito, which is ito na yung magiging future worth natin sa cash flow diagram, move na natin siya papunta dun sa year 0. So, ngayon we can use 1.1 plus 0.13, and then we have 17 years na kailangan para ma-move siya papunta dun sa year 0. Take note of the negative since yung present worth yung kinukuha natin. Now, using our calculator, the value that we can have is 1 minus 1.13 raised to negative 5, and then 0.13, 1.13, okay, so we have 39,637.83. Okay, so take reminder lang class na dapat nagsusolve din kayo ng problem na, because this is a review for your quiz, upcoming quiz. And aside from this, ito na din yung lecture natin. So, ayaw din natin mahuli tayo, mag-delay sa course plan natin. And, of course, yung scheduled quiz natin. Okay, baka naantok na kayo dyan, Kasi ni-record natin to ng madaling araw. So, bawal na mag-ingay ng sobra. So, I hope that you're still active. Yung attention ninyo ay nakafocus dito. Okay? So, ngayon, meron na tayong present worth value. Ito na yung sagot natin. But, using the annuity values. What if we use the equivalent value na instead of the annuity value, yung lump sum yung gagamitin natin. So, yung lump sum natin na L, pero nasa year 25 siya, automatic, ito na yung future worth. And we just need to solve for the present worth. Okay, so take note pala class na cash flow diagram for this one, hindi opposite yung arrows, no? Kasi para silang kinukuha natin yung equivalent value. But kung isipin natin kapag interest earned, pwede naman basta kasi dineposit natin, ito yung makukuha. So, pwedeng kahit alin dyan. Pwedeng same sila kasi kinukuha natin yung equivalent present worth, or in a version na yung mas tama talaga dapat opposite kasi ito yung pera na nilagay natin sa bangko. And ito yung outflow, yung makukuha mo from the bank or sa perspective ng bank. Yung mapapasok sa bank na pera and yung mawawala. Pero if it is nasa perspective mo, yung perang nawala kasi nilagay mo sa bangko, and then yung makukuha mo sa perspective ng depositor. Okay, so we have here the value of 841 532.67. So, expect na ninyo na possible merong discrepancy sa decimal because nag-round off na tayo dito for our lump sum. But, of course, dapat yung start ng mga values ay the same. So, we need to solve for the present worth. Mabilis lang to class kasi single payment factor lang yung gagamitin natin. Wherein, given tayo ng future worth, and then, we need to solve for the present worth. So, we have here 841,532.67 raised to 1.13. We have multiply by 1.13, raised natin sa negative 25 for the present worth. Now, using our calculator, this one will give us a value of 39,637.83. Almost the same lang. Okay, so dapat yung equivalent value na annuities natin and a lump sum will give us the same present worth value. Or ito yung amount na dineposit ni Angelica, tama ba? The mother at year 0. So that yung anak niya in the future, 18 years from now, will receive 5 withdrawals worth of 90,000 for 5 years, and then, or a lump sum of 800,000 something, 840,000 at year 25 on her 25th birthday.
Ito yung problem natin, but before we solve that problem, discuss na din muna natin yung iba pang types ng shifted annuities. So we also have here the annuity due. So yung kaibahan niya naman is kapag yung payment natin ay nag-start at the year period. So parang down payment. And then yung formula na gagamitin natin is just combination of the annuity, the uniform series, and then yung value ng annuity natin at year 0. So yung value ng annuity natin, hindi na natin siya i-multiply ng mga factors because nasa year 0 naman siya. So yung exponent natin dyan is 0, so mag-1 lang naman yung value. And then yung uniform series natin, P given A, to get the value of the present worth of this uniform series, ang magbabago lang is yung period natin. Wherein, halimbawa, kapag yung period natin or yung number ng payment natin ay 10, ang gagawin na lang natin is 10 minus 1. So yung period niya magiging 9 na lang. So ito yung formula natin dyan for annuity due, wherein yung payment natin start at year 0. Okay, so for future worth, kapag future worth naman yung hahanapin natin, yung formula natin dyan is A, then 1 plus I. Ngayon, mag-add naman tayo ng 1 minus 1 over I, and then isusubtract natin yung isang annuity dito to get the value of the future worth. Pero we can also not use this formula. Ang kailangan lang natin gawin is kunin natin yung present worth, and then we can use our compound interest formula to get the value of future worth. So yan. You can, mas ma-appreciate natin yan siguro kapag nag-solve tayo ng problem.
Number 8, annuity due naman tayo. So the problem state that a man bought an equipment costing 60,000 payable in 12 quarterly payments. Okay, so hindi na annual, no? We are given 12 quarterly payments. A total of N is equal to 12. However, this is annuity due. So each installment is payable at the beginning of each period. So kapag year 1, for the first year, for the first period, nag-start yung payment natin at the beginning, at the start. So kaya nandito sa cash flow diagram natin, the initial payment is nasa 0. Okay, so before the first period. So the rate of interest is 8% per quarter. And what is the amount of each payment? Also take note, class, na kapag ang binigay sa inyo ay 8% per quarter, yun na yung I natin agad, no? Kapag per quarter. Kapag ang binigay is compounded per quarter, saka natin siya i-divide ng 4. But since ang binigay sa atin ay per quarter na, so this is automatically our 8%, our I for our solution. Yun na yung I natin. Also, same yan kapag mga 2.5% per month, yun na yung I natin. So, hindi na natin siyang kailangan i-divide ng 12. Okay, so balik tayo sa problem. Solve natin. Yun ang gagawin natin. So, formula. Using the annuity due formula. Ano muna yung hinahanap? So, what is the amount of each payment? Given naman tayo ng present worth na 60,000, kailangan lang natin i-identify yung value ng annuities natin. Okay, so ano yung gagamitin? So parang ito, we have a down payment. Kung gagamitin natin yung mga solution na ginawa natin previously, meron tayong down payment, and then ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then, yung present worth ng 11 payments na to. So, kahit hindi na natin sundin yung formula, pwede na natin masolve using the methods or solution or technique on how we solve this annuity problem given tayo ng down payment. Parang ganun lang yung idea ng annuity due, no? But, even we use the number of period or using the solution, dapat same yung makuha natin. So, we have here P, A plus A, P over A, and then yung I percent, N minus 1. So, ganun din, no? So, instead of 12, kailangan natin siyang bawasan ng isang year. Pero dito sa problem natin, yung total period niya is 12. Meron lang tayong initial payment. So, lagyan natin ng value na 60,000. And yung hinahanap natin na A plus yung A unknown And then we have here 1 minus 1.08 kasi present worth yung inaanap, raised to negative, and minus 1. So, this is 11 na. Yung n natin is 12 pa din. So, 11. Kung titingnan natin yung cash flow diagram, 11 na lang yung annuity values na kailangan natin pagkuhanan ng present worth. So, 11 na lang to. And then, over 0.08. Ilan yung unknown natin? Yung A lang naman. So, we can easily get the value of A sa ating calculator. Kaya ang nakuha ko ay 7,371.95. Ito yung sagot natin for this annuity due problem. That's problem number 8.
So problem 8, and meron tayong perpetuity. So yung perpetuity is a type of annuity that lasts forever. So in other words, it is a financial arrangement where regular payments continue indefinitely. So the most common example of perpetuity is demand or investment that pays out a fixed amount at regular intervals annually and has no end date. So yan yung perpetuity. So since yung period natin dito is infinite, and kapag ni-raise natin yung 1 plus I raised to negative infinity, so this is 0 na. Yung formula natin is magiging A, 1 over I, or simply, this is A over I. Okay, so yan lang. Yung formula natin for perpetuity. Saan ba natin naririnig yung perpetuity? Meron ba kayong idea? So parang annuity lang din siya, no? Pero walang end period. Parang forever ka na makakatanggap. Halimbawa, 1,000 annuity, may savings ka. So nag-deposit ka, and then yung condition, 1,000, after 10 years ka na mag-deposit ng, halimbawa, ng 100,000, yung bangko ang offer sa'yo ay perpetuity. So after 10 years, makakakuha ka ng 1,000 forever. Ganun yan. So parang yun yung ginagawa, no? Parang narinig ko sa mga reality show. Pag nanalo ka sa Got Talent, di ba 1 million, hindi siya ibibigay sa iyo ng buo. So ang ginagawa, may matatanggap ka lang na monthly or yearly na $10,000 pero forever na yun. So yun yung nakita ko lang or nabasa ko. So I hope you can confirm na. Baka fake news lang yung kinukwento ko sa inyo. So yun yung perpetuity natin. So may infinite siya na. May forever siya.
Problem number 9 tayo na. Actually, this problem is combination of perpetuity and yung deferred annuities ng individual payments natin. Okay, so basahin lang natin yung problem. What amount of money invested today at 15% can provide the following scholarships? So we have 30,000 at the end of each year for 6 years. So ano yung pera na i-invest natin na for 6 years makakatanggap ng 30,000 for at the end of each year. So end of each year, so this is a annuity, a ordinary annuity. And then 40,000 for the next 6 years, and then mag-i-increase ng 50,000 for a known time. So for infinite time of years, 50,000. Okay, so now we need to solve for the present worth of all of these individual payment. Okay, ano yung gagawin natin? We're just going to use our formulas for uniform series and yung perpetuity natin for 50,000. Ngayon, kung i-drawing natin siya, ilalagay natin sa cash flow diagram yung magiging values ng present worth of this individual payment. So, dito natin ilalagay, no? 1 year less kapag present worth yung hinahanap. So, present worth ng 30K, gawin ko na lang P3. And then, yung present worth naman ni 40K, dito natin siya ilalagay. 1 year less. So, year 6. So, year 6. So, this is P4. While dun sa annual payments na naka-perpetuity, 1 year less, so nasa year 12 siya, P5. So, yung formula na gagamitin natin dito, madali lang, no? Okay, so, to get the value of the present worth, total present worth value, so, we have P3 plus P4 plus P5. Now, using our notations here in engineering economy. So, for 30,000, ito yung annuity value natin. We need to solve for the present worth given tayo na annuity with a 15% interest rate and a period of 6 withdrawals for 6 years. 6 withdrawals. Okay? Plus, yung deferred. Kailangan natin siya i-multiply ng single payment natin. And since nasa year 0 naman yung P3 natin, hindi natin siya kailangan i-move. Nandun siya sa focal point natin. So, we just let it as P given F and 15% 0. So, 1 lang naman yan. We cannot also include that. Kahit wag na natin ilagay dun sa solution natin. And then for 40,000 naman, 40,000, P given A, same interest rate, 15%, and then yung 6 years din. Now, the deferred annuity, so P given F, 15%, and kung ilang years yung future worth na to, papunta doon sa year 0 natin. And yung total years bago siya makapunta sa year 0 ay 6 plus yung present worth ng perpetuity natin. So yung formula natin for perpetuity, P given A, so may formula tayong P given A, magiging 50,000 divided by the interest rate na 0.15. We're not going to use the normal uniform series formula since na-derive na natin siya as A over I. So, this is just 50,000 over 0.15. And yung deferred natin, kung nandito yung present worth niya, so kailangan natin siyang i-move papunta sa year 0. So, P given F, we just assume na ito na yung magiging future worth dito sa cash flow diagram natin. And then yung 15% and year 12. Now, plugging in all the values that we have and also included na yung formulas na gagamitin natin. So, we have 30,000 present worth yung hinahanap. So, this is 1 minus 1.15 raised to negative 6. 0.15 plus 40,000, 1 minus 1.15 raised to negative 6 and over 0.15 plus the effect of the deferred annuity. So we have 1.15 raised to negative 6 and then the perpetuity 50,000, 0.15 and then 1.15 raised to negative 12. Simplifying our solution, so we have 30,000. If we are going to compute for the value of its factor, 3.784 plus 40,000, same lang to na 6. Same dapat yung makuha nating factor. So we have 3.784. But since this is deferred for 6 years, we still have a factor of 0.432 plus 50,000 over 0.15 and then 0.1869. So what is now the total amount na dapat i-deposit? So we will get a value of 241,267.93. And I hope ito din yung nakuha niyong sagot. Can you just confirm if tama yung nakuha natin? Okay, so yan yung problem 9.
So problem 9, ayan, solve natin mamaya. Now, we have the capitalized cost. So this is one of the most important applications of perpetuity. So the capitalized cost. So this is also one method for analyzing the economy, yung chapter 5 natin, economic methods. So the capitalized cost, hindi ko nakita. So property, basahin nyo na lang, sa sum the first cost in the present worth of all the costs and replacement and operation, the maintenance for a long time or forever. So capitalized cost may also be defined as the first cost plus the present worth of the annual maintenance and operational cost plus the present worth of the depreciation, assume to continue forever. So na banggit na dito yung term na depreciation. So yung depreciation, topic pa natin to sa next module natin, sa next lecture. Pero gagamitin na natin siya dito sa capitalized cost. So yung formula natin dyan is FC plus OM over I, naka-perpetuity siya, plus RC minus the salvage value over 1 plus I over N minus 1. So ito parang ito yung sinking factor natin, no? Sinking fund factor wherein given tayo ng future worth and we need to solve for its equivalent annuity value. So if RC is not specified, we use the replacement cost as the first cost. So ano ba yung terminologies natin dyan? So we have the first cost, the initial cost or purchase of the asset or structure, OM or operation and maintenance cost. RC is the replacement cost, the cost of replacing the asset. So sometimes kapag hindi siya provided, ito yung future cost natin. And yung salvage value, this is the estimated residual values of the asset at the end that can be recovered from the selling of the asset after it is no longer useful for its original purpose. So say for example, may machine kayong binili at year 0, so nagko-cost siya ng 100,000, pero after that time, so magde-depreciate na siya, so magkano mo na siya ibibenta in the future. Yun yung salvage value nyo. But of course, mas mababa na yung value niya because of the depreciation of that material or equipment.
Number 10 problem. A company is planning to construct a new office building and needs to be determine the capitalized cost of this project. The initial construction cost of the building or its first cost is estimated at 10,000 pesos. Okay, sulat ko na lang yung first cost natin worth 10 million. Now, the company anticipates recurring annual operation and maintenance cost of 500,000. So I just designate this one as OM for operational and maintenance cost worth 500,000. Now the building is expected to have a salvage value of 2 million after 50 years. So this is the salvage value or its value after its reach its useful life. For after 50 years. So mahaba, no? New building. So yung span niya is 50 years or N. 50 years natin magagamit yung building. However, the company does not plan to replace the building, so the replacement cost is not applicable. So if the replacement cost is not applicable, we specify the replacement cost same as its first cost. So this is the replacement cost, and the interest rate for this project is 5% per annum. Calculate the capitalized cost of the building. Now we can use the formula that we have from your handout or slide. So we have CC, FC plus OM over I plus the replacement cost SP over its sinking fund factor 1 plus I. L or N, same lang yan for our depreciated effect for the capitalized cost. And this part is for the perpetuity, wherein this value of our operational and maintenance cost worth of 500,000. Okay, so input lang natin yung mga values na meron tayo. So CC is for the first cost 10 million plus TOM 500,000. And then yung percent natin na 0.05 plus 10 million minus 2 million, divide natin na 1.05 raised to its span. So, pwedeng end din yan. 50 minus 1. And our total capitalized cost is 11,764 277.67 pesos. Yan. So, ito yung sagot natin. Sometimes we designate capitalized cost as K. So, may makita kayo sa ibang mga problems, handouts or references na yung capitalized cost ay dinedesignate din as K. Okay, so ito lang yung sagot natin for our problem. So, maintain 2 decimal places for our final answer. Okay, so this is our answer for the 10th problem. Okay, so number 11, 2 sites are currently under consideration for a bridge over a small river. So this problem is still under capitalized cost. So the north side requires a suspension bridge. The south side has much a shorter span, allowing for a truss bridge, but it would require a new road construction. So the details are, for suspension bridge, it will cost 500 million with annual inspection and maintenance costs of $350,000. In addition, the concrete deck would have need to be resurfaced every 10 years at a cost of $1 million. So the truss bridge and approach roads are expected to cost 250 million and have annual maintenance cost of $200,000. This truss bridge would have to be painted in every 3 years at a cost of $400,000. In addition, the bridge would have to be sandblasted every 10 years at a cost of $1,900,000. The cost of purchasing right-of-way is expected to be $20 million for both the suspension, while for the truss bridge, it is more costlier with $150 million. Consider one cycle of 10 years only. Compare the alternatives on the basis of their capitalized cost if the interest rate is 6% per year. Okay, ang kailangan lang natin, i-list down natin lahat ng mga given sa problem, both for the suspension bridge and also yung truss bridge. And then this type of problem is usually the kind of problem na ma-encounter ninyo pag dumating na tayo sa comparing alternatives. But in order for you to understand kung saan ba natin ginagamit yung capitalized cost, so this problem would be very helpful. Okay, so solve na natin yung problem. Solution for all the values provided para sa suspension bridge. So, lagay lang tayo dito. So, yung suspension bridge, ganito yan. So, we have a bridge here. So, there's a cable. And then yung bridge natin. Kagaya sa Golden Gate Bridge na. So, yeah. This is for the suspension bridge. While for the truss bridge, kaya na lang natin ganito. So, dalawang option, no? So, short span lang yung isa for truss and for a suspension bridge. Okay, so list down lang natin lahat ng options provided sa problem. So, the first cost for the suspension bridge is 500 million. So, 500 million. But take note that the right of way, we also need this value at the start. So, we include this value of 20 million. Yeah, right of way sa first cost natin. And then for the trust naman, later na lang natin yung trust, no? Isa-assign muna natin yung provided. Okay, so ito yung 350,000, gawin ko na lang siyang in millions, no? So, the maintenance, annual inspection na to. So, OM, maintenance and operational. Gawin na lang natin siyang OM. So, this is 0.35 million. And then, the resurfacing. So, this is additional maintenance cost, no? Yung resurfacing. So, gawin ko na lang resurfacing. So, RF na lang, no? So, this is for resurfacing and inspection. So, this is for inspection. And this is this one is resurfacing. So, the value of the cost of resurfacing is 1 million. But this value is for 10 years. For 10 years. Okay, so kailangan natin makuha yung annual value ng resurfacing. So, kasi lump sum to eh. Lump sum yung nakuha natin. So, we need to solve for its annual value. Next, ano pa yung provided for suspension? Wala na. Now, we move to the truss bridge. So, for the truss bridge, so we have 250 plus yung right of way now nagko-cost ng 150. So, a total of 400 million. Okay, so yung goal natin dito, kung sino yung may pinakamababang capitalized cost, yun yung pipiliin natin for this project. So, dalawang option, it's either on the north side or on the south side. Okay, so next, magkano yung operational and maintenance kapag trust? So, 200,000. So, this is annual na, no? Hindi naman natitigil yung operational cost natin. So, we have 20 million. And every 3 years, so lump sum, 3 years, cost of $400,000. Para saan yun? Paint, no? Sa paint, kaya na lang natin PT. So, we have here 0.4, tama? 0.4 million every 3 years. Next, yung sandblasting. Yung sandblasting natin, every 10 years din, no? So, sandblast. Magkano siya? 1.9 million every 10 years. And since we are considering one cycle of 10 years, okay, gawa tayo ng cash flow diagram for each 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and as well here 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, list down lang natin lahat ng given, no? So this will be the first cost, and the other values, the operational is yearly, but we need to get the annual, okay na yan, yung OM, annual value na siya. Dapat ang makuha natin, ang isolve natin is yung annual cost niya per year. Now, for the reservicing, so yung lump sum na value, so we have 10 million, RF 10 million. Ngayon, kukunin natin yung value nito individually per year. So, kailangan natin ma-convert yung per year niya para mag-isang parang annual cost. So, ang ginagamit natin sa capitalized cost for the payment that is recurring, yun yung ginagamit. Dapat recurring siya per year. But this one, yung future worth natin, kailangan natin siyang i-convert to annual payments, annual costs. So, kapag given tayo ng future worth and kailangan nating hanapin yung annuities, ano yung formula na gagamitin natin? So, this is annuity yung hahanapin, A given F. So, yung A given F, this is a sinking fund, no? Sinking fund yung tawag natin dito. Sinking fund factor, this is just the reciprocal of what F given A na formula na ginagamit natin. So, we have here 0.06 and then 1.06 raised to 10 minus 1. Yun lang, makukuha na natin yung annual cost natin. And then, we just multiply it by our resurfacing value worth of 10 million. And then, multiply natin ng factor. So, we have here 0.06. Ganyan na tayo mag-convert into annual. So, kapag ganitong mga problem sa capitalized cost, we try to convert it into its annual form. Okay, so using our calculator, what we will get here, tama ba? 10 million yung cost niya. Okay, so 1 million lang pala. So, saan natin kinuha yung 10 years. Pero the cost is only 1 million. So, this is 1 million and 1 million. Kaya pala malaki yung nakuha. So, using, again, the calculator, we have here 0.06 and then 1.06 raised to 10 minus 1. Ang nakuha ko ay 0.0587 million. Ito din ba yung nakuha ninyo, class? Okay, again, mamaya na natin isolve yung capitalized cost. Ngayon, move na tayo sa, okay, so nagawa na natin siyang annual, OMRF, and yung FC, ganyan na yan. Mamaya, di-divide na lang natin siya. Yan na yung value natin sa FC. Ngayon, dito naman tayo sa trust bridge. Okay, so for the trust bridge, we have the first cost and meron din tayong OM. So, okay na yan. Hindi natin siya i-convert. Per year na yan. Ang kailangan nating i-convert is yung painting. So, yung painting, kailangan nating makuha every 3 years kasi siya. So, kailangan nating makuha yung value nito. Okay, so, yung value niya annually, every 3 years. Okay, the next one is yung 1.9 million na per 10th year. So, kailangan din natin makuha yung average annual niyan. Convert to annual. And ito din. Convert to annual. Okay. Ngayon, we can use the same formula for sinking fund. So, This is for RF, and this is for RF. Next, we need to solve for its annual cost for APT and ASB. Okay, so what solution that we are going to use? We can use this one, the sinking fund factor again. Start tayo with the annual value for the painting. So APT, we can use the sinking fund amount factor. Then the value of 0.4 given tayo ng future worth niya. And our formula na 0.06 kasi yung interest rate natin is 6% all throughout per year. And then we have 1.06 and then 3 minus 1. Yun lang. So using our calculator, we can get a value here of 0.125 million. Next, yung sa SB. Yung SB natin, no? So, yung SB, this is for sandblasting. So, we have 1.9 and then we also have same formula, 0.06. Iba lang yung time natin because this is paid or yung cost niya is every 10 years nag-generate. So, using this, we can get a value of 0.144. Check ko lang. 1.9, 0.06, and then 1.06 raised to 10 minus 1. $0.144 million. Now we have its annual cost. We can now solve for the capitalized cost for each option. So, una tayo sa suspension. Using our formula for the capitalized cost, we have C, capitalized cost for suspension. List down natin lahat ng first cost natin. So, yung first cost natin, we have 500 plus 20. And lahat ng annual cost natin, kasi yung ARF natin, parang annual cost na din siya sa OM. So, pwede natin silang i-add, no? So, same na kasi silang annual cost. So, we have here 0.35 plus 0.07587 and yung perpetuity natin. So, parang tinatry lang natin siya i-convert. Yung kinukuha natin yung present worth ng perpetuity. Kasi, hindi naman natin alam kung hanggang saan yung lifespan ng bridge natin. So, usually, yung lifespan ng mga bridge natin ay matagal, no? 50, 30, ganun. Kaya ginagawa natin siyang perpetuity. So, the interest rate, so the perpetuity is the annual cost over I. So, since all of this value that we have here is annual cost or annuity, pwede natin siyang gawing perpetuity to get the value of the capitalized cost. So, 0.35 plus 0.0587 and 0.06. Okay, ang nakuha ko ay 527.0. 10. Gawin ko ng 10. Okay, ganun din ba yung nakuha ninyo, class? For suspension? So, kino-combine lang natin lahat ng formula na ginamit natin sa annuities as well as yung mga bagong formulas na meron tayo ngayon. But the formulas are just the same. No? Combination, add lang, and then we just multiply it by its factor. Okay, now, we move to our truss bridge. Okay, take note na ang goal natin dito is kung sino yung option, kung anong option yung magbibigay sa atin ng less capitalized cost. Yung mas mura ba? So, it is our first step, especially in planning or conceptualizing feasibility studies to give us an idea for our decision, a value to compare different alternatives. Now, for the truss bridge, CCT, So, lahat ng first cost, 400 plus lahat ng naging annual cost. Ito, 0.20 plus 0.125 plus 0.144 and then divide lang natin ng 0.06. Ngayon, pag-add natin class, no? So, we have 400 plus 0.20, 0.125, 0.06. 407.82. Okay, so 407.82. Ngayon, compare na natin. Alin yung mas advantageous, mas mura. So, ngayon, mas mura yung truss bridge. Mag-construct na lang na mas maliit yung truss bridge. Okay, so truss bridge yung pipiliin. Kaso, yun nga. So, even though mas mura yung first cost nga din, maging mura yung operational and maintenance cost ng suspension, but because of its high value of also operational first cost, mas nag-govern pa din yung truss bridge. So, mas mura pa din yung capitalized cost using our equation. And then, we can say that truss bridge is less expensive by 407. Ilan yung difference nila? So, 527.10 minus 47.82. So, 527.10 minus 407.119. So, mas mura ng $119.28 yung truss bridge than the suspension bridge. So, based lang dito sa capitalized cost, we can say that mas makakamura tayo sa truss bridge. Okay, so yun. Yun yung solution or application ng capitalized cost for us to compare different alternatives or options, especially in projects like this. Malaking value yung 119.20. Malaking amount siya. Okay, so yan. Next problem.
So we have a problem here, and we also have the uniform gradient arithmetic series, wherein it is a financial dami no. So uniform gradient, this is a financial calculation used to represent a series of payments or cash flow that increase or decrease by a constant amount each period. So yung annuity natin, ito yung annuity value natin. So nag-i-increase siya per period. Pero constant yung value na ini-increase natin kapag arithmetic. Kasi meron din tayong geometric, pero yung focus lang natin ngayon is arithmetic. So say for example, mag-i-increase per year after 1,000 ng 500. So after that year, so mag-add na naman ng 500, so 2,000 na siya. And then yung formula natin dyan is just, we need to add the annuity value, equivalent na annuity na to at this point, plus yung effect ng gradient natin, arithmetic gradient. And yung formula for PG, P sub G is just G over I. Yung G is yung kung magkano yung dinadagdag natin or binabawas natin per year. Constant lang yung value niya. Over I, so parang perpetuity. And then multiply natin ng 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 over I minus n over 1 plus I over raised to n. So nadagdagan na naman yung formula na i-memorize ninyo, no? And then yung gagawin natin to get the value of the present word, this is just the value of the annuity, P over A. So yung gagamitin natin dito is yung, anong tawag natin doon? The uniform series, no? Yung pinakauna. So given tayo ng A, and we need to solve for the present word. P given A, so 1 minus 1 plus I raised to negative n over I. Yun yung formula natin. Plus, i-add natin yung effect ng gradient. Pero kapag decrease naman siya, same lang yung formula na gagamitin natin. Pero instead of plus, dito sa part na to, minus. Or yung gawin ninyo, plus pa din, pero yung G value natin dito is negative. So, yan lang yung formulas na gagamitin natin. And yun, pwede na tayong mag-quiz.
So number 12, a loan was to be amortized by a group of 4 end-of-year payments forming an ascending arithmetic progression. The initial payment was to be 5,000 and the difference between successive payment was to be 400 pesos. But the loan was renegotiated to provide for the payment of equal rather than uniformly varying amounts. So if the interest rate of the loan was 15%, what was the annual payment? Okay, so ano yung gagawin natin dito? So isa-isahin natin yung problem, no? Okay, so the loan group of 4 end-of-year payments. So meron tayong 4. Pero ascending. So this is under the uniform arithmetic gradient na problem. Okay, so gawa tayo ng cash flow diagram. So for our problem 12. Okay, so problem 12, gawa tayo. 4 years lang naman. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, lakayan natin. 1. And then, for the first year, meron siyang binayad na 5,000. And ascending naman siya. So, nag-a-add siya ng 400. Okay, so, this is 5,000. Then, naging 5,400. And then, naging 5,800 and plus 400. So, we have 6,200. Ngayon, yung goal niya is to get the equivalent for annual payment for 4 years, pero same na lang yung value, hindi yung nag-add. Okay, so what we have here, we just need to convert this into an annual. So, we expect na medyo mas malaki siya ng onte. Hindi natin sure, pero malaki siya dun sa initial payment. So, equal amount, annuity, yun ang gusto niyang mangyari. Kailangan natin siyang ma-convert. But how can we convert this gradient series into a uniform series? Papasukan na naman natin ulit ang concept ng economic equivalence. Ngayon, kunin natin yung present worth ng mga payment na to na naka-gradient. Kunin natin yung present worth and yun yung gagamitin nating value to get the uniform annual series. So, dapat same yung present worth nito and then equivalent siya dun sa present worth kapag equal amounts. Now, we can use the formula both for the uniform gradient and yung uniform series natin. So, from our handouts, yung last topic natin sa lecture 2, yung uniform gradient, we can use the formula. So, the formula that we have here, to get the present worth and ascending siya, so, meron tayong P, dito muna tayo, P1 is equal to PA plus, kasi ascending, and then yung value natin ng gradient. So, ngayon yung formula natin sa PA is just yung uniform series natin, present worth factor, na P given A. So, yung formula natin dyan is just A. Pwede nyo gamitin yung simplified na 1 minus, nauna yung 1 minus, 1 plus I raised to negative N, and then yung I, plus the effect of this gradient. So, yung formula natin dyan is G over I, and then 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 over I minus 1, and then 1 over 1 plus I, N, or 1 plus I raised to negative N. Okay, so we can now plug in the values that we have from the problem. So, yung annuity natin is yung initial cost, no? Yung initial payment, which is 5,000. Tama ba? From the problem, this is 5,000. Now, plugging in all other values, 1 minus, what is the interest rate? 0.15. 1.15, and then we have negative 4 years. So, this 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4, and then 0.15 plus our G, kung magkano yung dinadagdag natin na equal, same value na ini-increase natin dun sa payments natin. So, we have here G, 400. So, ito yan, 400. And then, yung I natin na 0.15. Same also. Here, 1.15 raised to positive 4 minus 1 divided by 0.15 minus 1. And then, the effect of this, 1.15 raised to negative 4. So, same lang yan. Okay, so using your calculator, 5,000, 1 minus 1, we have here 5,000. We can compute for the amount of the factor. 1 minus 1.15, negative 4, then 0.15, we have 2.855 plus 400 over 0.15. Para naka-perpetuity din to, no? So, okay, so for our gradient, the effect of the gradient minus 1, 0.15. So, you can try also na solving using your calculator. And then, raise natin siya. So, negative 4. So, what I got here is, ilan yung nakuha ninyo? Tama ba? 0.15 minus 1, 1. Parang kulang sa solution natin. Okay, so may mali tayo na. So, this is n, not 1. So, this is n. So, palitan natin yan. Minus n. So, this is 4 dapat. Malaki kasi yung nakuha kong value. Okay, so, using our calculator, ang nakuha ko ay 0.568 and pwede na natin siyang ma-add. Okay, so yan, 5,000, 2.855 plus 400, then 0.15, 0.568. Okay, it will give us a value of 15,789.667. So, this is our present worth value na gagamitin din natin para makuha yung equal, uniform payments or yung annuity. So, P1 is equal to P2 or dapat magi silang equivalent. And now, using the formula that we have for, P given A, pwede naman natin magamit yan, or A given P. Okay, so we can use the formula is equal to A 1 minus 1.15 raised to negative 4 and then 0.15. So, yung A value natin, 789.667 alpha x 1 minus 1.15. So, shift solve na lang siguro na, or pwede nyo i-cross multiply. Okay, so ang nakuha ko dito is 5,530.57. 5,570, 530.57. Okay, so yan yung sagot natin. Wherein yung present worth neto is equivalent dun kapag naka-arithmetic gradient series. Yan. Ganyan lang natin ginagamit yung formula for arithmetic gradient. Okay, so yung problem 13, same lang siya. But ang gagawin natin dito is decreasing naman yung problem dito. Okay, so for the problem number 13, sige, walay na lang natin. Problem 13, an engineering firm in BGC expects its annual maintenance cost to decrease over the next 5 years due to improved technology. The maintenance cost in the first year is 200,000 and it is expected to decrease by 10,000 each year thereafter. The firm uses a discount rate of 6% per year. We need to calculate for the present worth and the future worth of this decreasing maintenance cost over 5 years. Okay, so given sa atin is the discount rate, no? Paano ba natin kino-convert yung discount rate into its equivalent interest rate? So the discount rate is D, 1 minus D, and we have here 0.06 and 1 minus 0.06. Okay, so using your calculator, ang makukuha nating interest rate is 0.06383. So what are the other given from the problem? Decrease over next 5 years. Yung N natin is 5 years. The maintenance cost for the first year is 200,000 and it will decrease by 10,000 each year. The firm uses in 6% and we need to calculate the present worth and the future worth of these. Okay, so yung formula natin, we have here P is equal to yung formula for PA plus PG. Pero decrease siya, so magiging negative. Pero maglagay na lang tayo ng negative dito. Dito na lang natin lagyan ng negative. Okay, so using again the formula that we have, substitute na natin agad. So we have 200,000. Solve for P given A. Ito yung present worth natin dito. So we have here 5 years, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from 200,000 and nagdi-decrease siya. Nagdi-decrease. At a constant value of 10,000. So ito yan. We have here 200,000. So we need to solve for its equivalent annual, yung initial cost, PA plus PG. Wait lang, yung factor natin dito for the annuity. So 1 minus 0.06383 raised to negative 5.06383. Ngayon, ito naman yung solve natin. Same lang yung formula na gagamitin. But take note na magiging na siyang negative because of the decreasing effect. So, we have here 0.06383 and then 1 point yung formula natin for the uniform arithmetic gradient, 6383 raised to 5 minus 1, divide lang natin ng 0.06383 and then meron pa tayong minus 5, saka natin i-multiply ng uniform amount factor. I mean single payment factor raised to 5. Negative. Okay, so yung P natin ay magiging 1 minus 0.06383 raised to negative 5 and then 0.06383. So nakalimutan ko lang. This is 1 plus 1 point. Okay, so we have here 4.1688. 4.16883 plus yung effect ng gradient. Okay, so solve natin. We have here 1.06383 raised to 5 0.499 0.499318. And then the total value is pag-add natin, no? So 200,000, 4.16186.883 plus negative 10,000, 0.06383 multiply natin ng 0.499318. Oh, okay, wait lang. Umulit. 30,000, 4.186,883 plus negative 10,000. Divide natin ng 0.6383 and then 0.499318. Okay, so ang nakuha ko dito ay 4. Okay, so check nga natin yung nakuha natin. Okay, so 1 minus 1.06383 raised to negative 5.06383. Yan, tama naman. 0.06383. 4.1688. So this is 4.1688. Okay, so 4.1688. Nauna yung 6. Ngayon, pag-add na natin, ulit, 200,000, 4.16883 plus negative 10,000, 0.06383, and then yung factor niya na 0.499318. Okay, so yung nakuha ko dito is 755. $539.77. Okay, so yan yung future worth natin, present worth. But in order to solve for the future worth, we can simply use our single payment series. 06383. How many years? So this is 5 years. Using your present worth answer, which is 755,539 with 77 and then 1.06383 raised to 5, we can get a value of 1,029,481.38. But even we use also, may formula din tayo for future worth. Dapat mag-same sila ng sagot. Although ito na yung tamang sagot natin. To make it quicker to solve for the value of future worth, you can utilize our present worth value. Now, for the future worth, kapag una mong gustong isolve yung future worth, FA plus FG. So, yung formula natin dyan is F, same lang. So, our annual first payment, and then yung uniform series factor natin for F given A, 1 plus I raised to N minus 1, and then yung I natin, plus for the effect of the uniform gradient series, so we have here the G, and then 1 plus I raised to N minus 1, and then yung I squared, so kinakopya ko lang yung formula, minus N over I. So, ganyan lang yung formula natin. Okay, so plug in na natin yung mga given. So, we have here 200,000 and then 1 point. Okay, so take note class na yung sagot at mag-same kasi lahat ng formula na dinerive natin dito is galing lang naman siya dun sa original formula natin for ordinary annuities. So, yan. So, we have negative 10,000. And then 1.06383 raised to 5 minus 1 I squared. Minus N, 5 years. 0.0633. Now, solve na natin yung mga factors. So, kahit mo lang ganyan. So, final answer na 200,000. And then, we have here 1.06383 minus 1, 0.06383 plus negative 10,000. Minus 1, 0.6383 raised squared. Okay, so factor na pala sinasolve natin. So we're solving first for the factors. Okay, so yung nagawa ko dito is 5.680 plus the negative 10,000 and yung factor natin using this equation that we have now. Okay, so 1.0633 raised to 5, and then minus 1, 0.06383 squared. Take note the negative sign, the squared. 0.6383. Okay, ang nakuha ko dito is 10.658. 10.658. Now, adding all of these value that we have here, ang goal natin is mag-same sila ng sagot dun sa single payment series na meron tayo. Okay, so kahit alin dito yung gamitin natin, we can use future worth directly if given tayo ng gradient values like dito. But we can also solve directly for the value of present worth given tayo ng gradient formulas. However, if you want to get the direct value of future worth without using this long equation, you can use the present worth. Basta given yung value na to and nakuha nyo na from this equation. So, kahit isa dito yung pwede nyong gamitin to get either the present worth or future worth. Okay, so using these values that we have here, ang nakuha ko is 1,029,000. So, meron lang discrepancy. Automatic yan na meron discrepancy kasi may mga values tayong pinag-round up or round off na natin. So, this For this one, possible na magka-discrepancy pero yung simula ng number natin dapat almost close lang. But if you want to have an accurate answer, dito kasi tayo nag-round up na, di ba? So, kapag gusto nyo ay medyo detailed, so habaan nyo yung number na to and complete din yung values ng present word natin. In that way, pwede na sila mag-match ng sagot. 4-1, yeah. Ito yung sagot na. So, almost the same sila using this formula. Ayun, so ito yung solution natin for problem number 13 under uniform gradient series na decreasing yung effect